Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, like the video. Also comment, let me know your thoughts on the case. Now sometimes you have to be cautious, especially when you're doing a good deed. The consequences can outweigh those good deeds drastically, and it can even prove fatal. A 27-year-old manager of Tacobell in America, located in the Chesterfield Township, Louis Stafford, noticed one of his co-workers arrive at work in wet clothes. Concerned, Louis asked his co-worker, 24-year-old Dejon Drake, if everything was okay. Now Dejon let slip that he was going through a rough patch at the moment, and he was currently homeless, sleeping nearby outside. Now because Louis was the manager of the Tacobell and was an all-around good person with a big heart, he let Dejon crash at his apartment, which was only a mile away from the workplace, until he could get on his feet. Of course, Dejon readily accepted with appreciation. Now it's important to mention that Louis and Dejon were not friends or roommates. This was a situation where a manager had attempted to help out his co-worker. Now imagine you help your co-worker out, give them a warm place to sleep, shower facilities, somewhere to wash their dirty and wet clothes, a sofa to sleep on. So Dejon Drake has slept on a sofa for a few days in Louis' apartment. Now, it was reported that Dejon then began to act aggressively and act inappropriately at both Louis' home and also at work. So on Friday, July 29th, Louis explained to Dejon that he was no longer welcome at his home. Louis then began to take Dejon's items and put them outside. Now, Dejon replied by saying he's not moving, he's not going nowhere. To reinforce the idea, he then began to shove Louis. Louis responded in the same fashion. Eventually, a scrap ensued, and Dejon lost. Instead of leaving, he then pulled out a pistol, and then Louis targeted area in the torso, the only person that had attempted to help him when he was homeless. Now Louis ran back inside the apartment and had applied pressure to the wound. His girlfriend and friend had also witnessed this tragic incident. Louis was soon pronounced dead. As for Dejon, he was detained at the scene and was taken to jail, where he's being held on multiple charges and is being held on a $2 million bond. Condolences. And this all happened because Louis was helping out his co-worker. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe.